When the Royal Shakespeare Company announced that Outlander star Sam Heughan would be making his stage comeback in the cursed play Macbeth, the theatre world was already abuzz. But what set the rumor mill ablaze was the revelation that acclaimed actress Lia Williams would be playing opposite him as Lady Macbeth. For fans of Heughan, this pairing was unexpected. For theatre critics, it was explosive. And now, Williams herself has broken her silence, sharing her raw, unfiltered feelings about working with Heughan for the very first time, in the roles of Shakespeare's most notorious husband and wife. In a candid interview, Lia admitted that stepping into rehearsals alongside Sam was an emotional experience she hadn't fully anticipated. Known for her commanding performances in Orestia and Mary Stuart, Williams has spent decades honing her craft in high-pressure productions. Yet even she confessed to a flicker of nervousness when paired with Heughan. "I wasn't sure what to expect," she said. "He's this global star, adored by millions as Jamie Fraser. There was a part of me that thought, will he carry that image into Macbeth? Will I be able to look at him as a tyrant, as a murderer, rather than a romantic hero?" The tension of those early moments was palpable. Here was an Olivier Award-nominated actress facing off against a man who had spent over a decade defining himself on television. The stakes couldn't have been higher. But then came the first read-through. The moment Sam and Lia exchanged Shakespeare's lines as Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, something shifted. "It surprised me," Williams admitted. "From the very first scene, there was an energy, an electricity, that felt like we'd known each other for years. His intensity, the way he listens, the way he reacts, it made my job both terrifying and exhilarating." For audiences who know Heughan only as the loyal Jamie Fraser, the idea of him embodying the morally corrupted Macbeth is already a dramatic twist. Pairing him with Williams, who brings an icy precision and depth to her roles, only heightens the anticipation. Their chemistry, Williams insists, is not manufactured, it is organic, unexpected, and dangerously powerful. Unlike many productions where actors are gradually eased into intimacy, Williams revealed that she and Heughan were thrust immediately into some of the play's most emotionally charged scenes. "On the first week, we had to dive straight into the murder plot," she explained. "There was no gentle introduction. Suddenly, I was standing across from him, urging him to kill a king. It was brutal, and yet, he gave me everything. The fear, the hesitation, the ambition. It was all there in his eyes." That level of intensity so early on could have been destabilizing. Instead, it bonded them. Both actors recognized that in order to pull off Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, they had to trust each other completely. And in Williams's words, that trust came quicker than I imagined. Of course, Lady Macbeth and her husband are remembered as one of literature's most ruthless couples. But Williams emphasized that behind the heavy themes of murder and betrayal, her dynamic with Heughan offstage has been surprisingly light. "He has this disarming humor," she confessed. "You can spend the morning plotting regicide with him, and by lunchtime, he's cracking jokes about the state of his kilt or offering you tea. That balance is rare. It keeps us both sane in the middle of such dark material." It's that balance, she believes, that makes their stage marriage so believable. The brutality of Shakespeare's text is countered by a genuine warmth offstage, allowing them to navigate the emotional highs and lows without being consumed by them. Perhaps the most striking admission came when Williams was asked how it feels to portray Lady Macbeth opposite Heughan, given his immense fame. She smiled, almost reluctantly, before saying, "There are moments when I forget we're acting. Sam has this rare ability to make you believe, utterly, dangerously, in what he's saying. When he looks at me on stage, I don't see an actor. I see my husband. It's unsettling. And it's wonderful." Those words alone set social media ablaze. Fans immediately began speculating. Did Williams mean that Heughan's performance is so powerful it dissolves the boundary between character and reality? Or was there more, some unspoken spark between the two actors that transcends the stage? What's certain is that Lia Williams has pulled back the curtain just enough to leave audiences desperate to see what unfolds when she and Sam Heughan step onto the RSC stage together. Their chemistry, born from first impressions, awkward jokes, and Shakespeare's most infamous lines, has already been described as explosive. As Williams herself put it, "It feels as if we've known each other for years, when in truth, we've only just begun." It is a confession that not only heightens anticipation for Macbeth, but also cements this partnership as one of the most talked about theatrical pairings of the year. By the second week of rehearsals, the cast of Macbeth was already knee-deep in some of the play's darkest material. The iconic, "out, damned spot" scene, the dagger soliloquy, and the heated exchanges between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth were brought to life not in front of an audience, but in a small rehearsal room charged with intensity. According to insiders, it was in these sessions that Heughan and Williams began to lock into a rhythm that startled even the director. Daniel Raggett described their early scenes together as volatile, dangerous, and mesmerizing. Lia admitted it wasn't easy. "There were days when we'd leave rehearsal absolutely drained. The emotional toll of plotting murder, of embodying that kind of ambition and madness, it seeps into you." But Sam made it bearable. His humor, his kindness, they anchor the darkness. For Williams, portraying Lady Macbeth alongside Heughan meant walking a fine line between professional collaboration and something far more personal. Unlike fleeting stage pairings, the Macbeths are bound by their shared ambition and descent into ruin. It's a marriage that demands absolute intimacy on stage. "It's strange," she confessed, "because you're asked to create the illusion of a marriage overnight. And with Sam, it was immediate. We trusted each other with eye contact alone. That doesn't happen often in this industry." Yet this immediacy raised questions among fans. Was their connection simply the result of professional dedication, or was there something deeper? Williams's candid admission, that sometimes she forgot they were acting, only added fuel to the speculation. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are among literature's most infamous figures, defined by blood, guilt, and corruption. But Williams emphasized that what makes her collaboration with Heughan special is the humanity they inject into the tragedy. "We found little moments of tenderness between the horror," she explained. "Sam will place his hand on mine, or look at me in a way that says more than the words ever could. Those moments are what make this production terrifying, because the audience isn't watching monsters. They're watching a marriage crumble under the weight of ambition." It is that contrast, affection woven into betrayal, that critics are already calling the potential highlight of this RSC run. When Lia's comments surfaced in the press, fans erupted. The Outlander community, already buzzing with anticipation for Heughan's RSC debut, latched onto her words like wildfire. Hashtags like #Sam and Lia, #Macbeth 2025, and #stage husband and wife trended across social media. Some fans praised the pairing as magnetic and destined to be iconic. Others, however, voiced unease, particularly those loyal to Katrina Balfe, Heughan's longtime on-screen partner. "Jamie and Claire forever," one fan tweeted. "It's strange seeing him with someone else, even if it's just Shakespeare." Still, the majority embraced the revelation. One viral post summed it up perfectly. "If Lia Williams says Sam Heughan makes her forget she's acting, then we're in for the performance of the decade." While fans engaged in speculation and shipping wars, the theater world braced for something bigger, a possible career-defining performance. Critics noted that Williams's honesty suggested a partnership rooted in authenticity rather than pretense. "If they've built this kind of trust so quickly," wrote one columnist, "then we may be about to witness one of the most compelling Macbeths in recent memory." The added pressure only heightens the drama. The Royal Shakespeare Company is no place for half measures. To stand on its stage is to be measured against legends. And with the world's eyes fixed on them, Heughan and Williams know they cannot falter. As rehearsals continued, Williams closed her latest interview with a line that struck fans like a dagger to the heart. "We may not be husband and wife in real life, but on stage, with Sam, I believe it." It was a statement both professional and personal, an acknowledgement of the transformative magic that great acting can conjure. But it also left the fandom buzzing. If their connection feels so real to her, how will it feel to an audience sitting just feet away, watching them unravel night after night? One thing is clear: Lia Williams and Sam Heughan are no ordinary pairing. Their collaboration is shaping up to be the explosive centerpiece of the RSC's season. A marriage of two titanic talents, bound together by Shakespeare's darkest tale. As the curtain prepares to rise in Stratford-upon-Avon, the buzz is deafening. The curse of Macbeth may loom, but with chemistry this volatile, this emotional, and this unforgettable, audiences are already convinced. The fire between Heughan and Williams will burn through the superstition, and perhaps make theatrical history.